Good morning and welcome, and thank you for tuning in to Community Matters. Felixstowe Television is a community television. Everybody involved with it is voluntary. Everybody here gives their time for Felixstowe, and I'm hoping we're going to bring something of real interest to you today. One of the people that does work for us voluntary is Adrian Morris of Felixstowe IT Services. Now, Adrian is an IT specialist. He sorts out all our problems, all our IT problems, and of course we're always updating, so he's the person that recommends how we update. So he's a real expert, and quite honestly, I don't know about you, but anything to do with computers, you can't live without them and you can't live with them. Wrong way round, wasn't it? Hey, never mind. But Adrian knows everything about it, and I think he's going to be really, really interesting today. So, good morning, Adrian,
good
and
morning,
welcome.
Maureen.
Thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
Right, so I'm not going to put you on the spot. Well, I am going to put you on the spot, aren't I?
You are.
Because I don't know about you, but I've had my computer for quite some time now. I've got used to its ways. It's done me well. But it's getting a bit old now and needs to be changed. And I'm really, really worried about that because I know the ways of my computer and all these modern newfangled things, I'm not sure what to do. The other problem is I went and had a look in PC World, I went to John Lewis's, and hey, I looked on the internet. I know how to do these things. And all I came across was masses and masses of computers. Small ones, big ones, movable ones, colourful ones, and I'm just totally and utterly confused. And I mean, they all cost money. They're not cheap, are they?
No, they're definitely not.
And they're supposed to last quite a few years.
That's right. Generally, probably 3 to 7 years
That's
lifespan.
a big investment, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And making sure you're buying what you need for that length of time is always the best option. Making sure that you know what you're getting, it's going to last you.
So, and also some of them are really small, and I don't know about you, but I think size does matter. I've always been used to quite a big one. And when I see these small ones, I just don't know how you work them. Should I be looking at a small one? I'm very happy with a big one. It works for me. But Adrian, can you get me through this? Can you tell me what I would need?
Well, it depends on how you want to use it, ideally. If you want something that's completely portable and that's lightweight, then ideally you'd like a tablet. Or if you prefer to be stationary at the same position, then you've got obviously your laptops and your desktops. Mm-hmm. Again, desktops, they come in full sizes, or you can get space-saving computers so that they're not using up so much room. And depending on what you want to do with it, depends on what components you want inside it. Okay.
So, yes, I must admit, space, the old ones take up such a lot of space, don't they? And you can't move them. And they're heavy. They're really heavy.
The new ones, they're not so heavy. They're quite light. But again, if you want portability, but you want something with a decent screen, then obviously you look at a laptop. Tablets come in anywhere from 7 inches through to 12 inches in width. Laptops you can get from 12 inches all the way up to 18 inches now. And obviously your standard desktop computer, your screens can go anything up to the size of a telly that you can buy in a general store. So you've got a complete range of sizes in regards to screens. And the actual technology inside it is what matters to the end user really. Because they need to be able to do what they want to do on it. Well,
I'm a touch typist, and tablets, you've just comes up on the screen, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, I can do a 2-finger thing, but I'm a touch typist. Hey, it's a skill. Where can I use that in modern technology? I need my keyboard.
Well, obviously with a normal desktop computer, you have your keyboard anyway. If you get something like a laptop, and you're not so comfortable with the keyboard on the laptop, then you can buy yourself a full-sized USB keyboard and plug that in and use that.
Oh, Oh, I can do that, can I?
Yep, and some of the tablets have Bluetooth, so you can actually get Bluetooth keyboards.
What's a Bluetooth keyboard?
A bit like a wireless keyboard.
Oh, what do you mean? I could sit over there and I could sit over the other side of the room and use it?
You could, but obviously on a tablet you wouldn't be able to see the screen, so because the screen's so small. But
Oh, on a tablet. Can I have a? I couldn't have a keyboard with a tablet, could I?
you can if you get Bluetooth keyboards.
Can I? Oh, I didn't know. Now that's good. Because that's the only thing I've got against a keyboard is the fact that you don't have any sort of keyboard with it.
Yeah. Generally, obviously a lot of people use touch phones now, so tablets to them are not so hard to operate on regards to keyboards, because the keys are bigger than a mobile phone anyway. But again, it's how comfortable you are with using touchscreen to type constantly.
Well, no, I wouldn't want to. I mean, you've got your Facebook, you've got your emails, you've got your Twitter. You know, hey, it's modern life. You have to do these things. And also, I write, don't I? So I need a keyboard.
Yeah.
But the tablets, you couldn't write on a tablet, could you?
Yes, you can type on a tablet. Obviously, over time you get used to using the on-screen keyboards.
But you don't get Word on a tablet, do you?
You can get, for instance, if you've got a tablet with Windows on it, you can get Microsoft Office 365, which is an online version of Office. It's subscription based rather than paying for the software. You pay a yearly subscription.
Oh, right.
And that's all stored in the cloud. So you've got access to it from anywhere.
So, but is that compatible with Word? Because I've got my computer with Word. Because I've got to say I've got an iPad. Hey, I'm here. I'm modern, and I love it. But it doesn't do. I can't write on it. I just use it for Facebook and emails.
Yeah. The new Office is backwards compatible. It's how you save the file, which we can obviously do in another show. We can show you how to save files so that they work in other versions of Office, or the older versions of Office. But yeah, the new Office can open whatever was previously made from older versions, but to open up a newer version of Office in a previous version, then you wouldn't have that right out of the box. You'd have to tell it how to save. So again, we could look at that in another show.
So you could teach all of that.
Yeah.
We all need an Adrian. We do. And you said something that was really interesting, iCloud. I wonder if you can explain that, because I do use iCloud and it's wonderful.
Well, iCloud is Apple's version of the cloud, but cloud technology is basically loads of servers located all over the world. A lot of them now have geolocation, which allows them to save your content to your home country rather than storing it somewhere else. And it's a technology that allows itself to stay up with a high availability time rather than being on a single server.
Okay, that all sounded a bit complicated for me, but I saw iCloud as if I've got an iPad, I've got my iPhone, and I've got my computer, which I have.
Yeah.
iCloud allows it all to configure.
Yeah, it allows you to share on any number of devices.
Fabulous.
Depending on who your provider is.
Yeah, they're fabulous, because it means I get my emails and on all the different devices.
Yeah, the cloud specifically is mainly for file storage, and a lot of web hosting stuff is now done in the cloud rather than based on a single server, to provide the availability and stability to make sure that everyone can get to what they need when they need it.
Still sounds very complicated to me. So that means it's a good thing?
Yeah, it's definitely a good thing.
Okay. Would that be something that you would set up? Or does it happen?
No, in regards to cloud technology, there's several people or providers that provide the cloud technology, which I recommend because their systems are stable anyway. You've got, for instance, Microsoft SkyDrive. That's a cloud-based system. Google Drive, which again is a cloud-based system. There's several other third-party independent providers that provide high availability cloud solutions.
Google's good.
Google's good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you use Google? I mean, you've got Bing, you've got Google now.
I use Google for search engines. I don't tend to use Google for much else because they have a knack of displaying adverts that are relevant to the content in your files or emails.
Oh, really?
So I kind of tend to stay away from using Google for too much, but the search engine side of it is the top. You can't beat Google for searching for things.
No, I always use Google for that. What else would you use Google for anyway?
You've got SkyDrive. They do small business collaboration systems, which is all based in the cloud again.
Okay.
So you could set your whole business up using Google.
Oh, so if you're a businessman, this will be a really good thing to do. Okay.
It can save money in the long run. You've got, what else have you got in Google? You've got the calendar system. There's so many options and apps for Google that you couldn't list them all. They do so much stuff, it's unbelievable.
I'm confused now anyway, so we all need an Adrian to do this for us, don't we? So I'm going to get my computer then.
Yep.
What should I get? Knowing that I'm right and I'm going to do all the Facebooks and things, and I'm going to shop on the computer, because I do internet shopping, it's very good, and internet banking, fabulous. So I can do all these things, I just don't understand what sort of computer I need.
It depends entirely on what you're going to use it for. In my opinion, if you're going to have a computer simply for browsing the web generally and just doing documents and stuff, then you need a computer with, for instance, in your case, I would imagine enough hard drive space, but you don't need high amounts of processing power. So you wouldn't want to go out and spend £700-800 on the computer when something for the region of £300-400 might do the job for you. I generally tend to provide customers with a solution that they actually need, rather than say go to PC World and see what they've got, where their guys go, well, there's a £700 computer there, that's exactly what you need, when really you could have probably got something perfect for your needs by going to someone independent.
Oh, I like that, yes, that's a really good idea.
Yeah.
So I've gone and bought my computer.
Yep.
And I've got this thing there. I've got all my stuff on my old computer. What the heck am I going to do?
Well, most new computers come with a system in them to transfer your data from one computer to the other, which is instruction-led. It'll ask you to insert disks, or it'll ask you to insert USB keys. Right. If you're not comfortable doing it, then obviously someone like myself can always come out and move your data from one machine to another and make sure it's all transferred properly.
Oh, right.
Before you either sell your old computer or put it in for this recycling, as that's probably the best option for them.
Do you cost a lot of money?
No, I do data transfers. It's £35 plus the VAT. And it'll take anywhere from 15 minutes to a couple of hours, depending on how much data you've got to transfer, and how many programs need loading to keep you going.
Oh, great. And you can do that all quite quickly? I mean, I get my computer, I'm impatient, I want to get moving.
Yeah, generally, I can come out any time during the day. I do evening call-outs as well, so I kind of work around you as the customer, so that you can be fitted in when you need to be fitted in, rather than when I can fit you in.
Right.
It makes it much easier as well for people.
That's great. And because I've had this old computer that I love and know, it's now giving up on me, will I be able to work a new computer? Are they very different? I don't know what I'm asking, because I haven't seen one.
The generics behind the computer are still the same. With new computers you get out of the big retail stores that come with Windows 8, there is
Windows 8?
Windows 8.
Oh, it comes with... What? Am I on Windows 8? No, I don't suppose I am.
No, you're possibly XP or Windows 7, maybe Vista.
XP, I've seen that.
XP, yep, that goes into life next month.
What does that mean? I won't get it anymore?
It means that Microsoft will no longer support it or supply security updates.
That's not nice.
Which is their way of
Making you buy a new one.
Making you buy a new copy of Windows.
Microwave.
But at the same time, it's a way of keeping technology up to date. So they have, to be fair, extended Microsoft XP support several times over the last few years. So it's definitely time for it to be shelved and push everyone on, I guess. But Windows 8 does have a little learning curve, but I always provide lessons if people are unsure of how to use it and how to get the best out of it.
Fabulous. So would that take long to learn? Would that be, would there be a package that I could get you? I'm impatient, you can tell, can't you? I just want my computer up and running and I want to know how to work it. Would that take long?
It generally depends on your level of knowledge already. Some people will pick it up pretty quickly. Some people will need extra time to learn how the new stuff works. The new Office has got a completely different interface to the old versions as well. So there's another learning curve if you're a big user of Office but not used to change. So yeah, it can take a matter of an hour, but other people might find that it takes a lot longer. Okay.
So you said Office.
Yep.
Is that the same as Microsoft Word?
Yep, Word is part of Office. You can buy them independently. Office comes in two formats now these days. Office 365, which is cloud-based, and you still get the media kits. So you can buy both depending on what you feel comfortable with.
Yeah, because there used to be a difference, and I've come from the old school. I had Microsoft Word and Microsoft Office were not compatible.
No, Office has always had Word in its package. You're probably thinking of Microsoft Works.
Am I?
Yeah, sorry. Which was the free one that used to come with computers, and if you wanted something more advanced, then you'd buy Office. But now Works has disappeared, and generally machines come with Office, generally a trial, so you can try it and see how you get on with it.
Oh right, that sounds good. We need an Adrian. I do. Right, so now I've got my computer and I've got it all up and running, and you've told me how to use it. I need a printer. Printers, they've changed as well.
Yep.
My little old one's really, it's a bit, past its sell-by date, but it needs changing as well.
Printers nowadays generally come, well, a lot of them are now coming with wireless technology.
What does that mean?
That means that you can put your printer anywhere in your room or your house and you can print to it without wires. The only wire you need plugged in is your power cable. And it runs off the wireless network in your house, as all people have wireless networks in their house.
Fantastic.
So you just took it up and tell your computer where to print.
I like that, because at the moment I'm just a mass of wires with everything plugged in. So that means that I'm going to have a sort of a clearer place as well.
Yeah, and because it's wireless, you can put your printer somewhere out of the way, freeing up your desk space.
Oh, right, that's really good, yes. I'm having a think. Yes, I could put it well away, because everything's all
generally cluttered on your desk,
yes.
So you could stick it in the corner somewhere where you can get to it.
Are they expensive?
They start, relatively good ones start from about £40 upwards.
That's cheap.
Yep, generally, if people come to me for a printer, I generally recommend Brother or Epson because they have a good yield level on their ink cartridges. That's how much you can print. Right. And their replacements aren't that expensive either.
Fantastic. So I'm sorted on my printer then.
Yep.
My mouse.
Your mouse, USB, if you've got a laptop and you don't like the touchpad.
I don't like those, I've seen those.
Yep, again,
Weird.
You can buy a USB mouse, you can plug that in, they come wired or wireless. So you've got both, again, you could have a completely wire-free environment.
Can you? I haven't seen a wireless mouse. I thought they always had to be plugged in.
No, a lot of mice now come with wireless kits. Again, they're being designed because it frees up workspace because you haven't got your wire trailing around.
Oh, fantastic, because I do at the moment, I'm always pushing bits away, there's wires everywhere. Fantastic. So now I'm set up, I'm ready to go, and I've got one more problem.
Yep.
Safety on the internet, because I've got grandchildren.
Safety on the internet. Some providers supply, or some internet providers supply a content filter system. which means that you as the adult could control where people can go to and can't go to. I supply a bit of software, which is an antivirus solution, which also has content filters built in, and you can control that and set it per user so that you could have full access to the internet and the children can only go to what you allow them to.
Right.
So the technology is there and it's very good at what it does, and it's always being updated to keep new nasties out.
No, that's good because, you know, as you know, you've got children, I've got grandchildren, and they're so good on the internet now.
Yeah.
And they come down to visit me. They want to go on the computer, well, which is fine. She's great, but it is a worry with all that you hear nowadays. So when you're doing me my setup and you're showing me how to use the new Word thing, you can set in these controls as well?
Yeah, depending on who your internet provider is or what antivirus package you've got, they can all be set up at the time, ready to go, so that you can just get on with your day-to-day life and not have to worry about the hours of configuring things.
Well, I think that's fantastic. I'm sorted. I've got an Adrian. But you, if all of this is of interest to you, and you've got the sort of problems I've got, and I'm sure I'm not alone with that one, computers are a mystery at times. Wonderful when they work, awful when they don't. I think you can get hold of Adrian on Felixstowe IT. Is that your website?
Felixstoweit.co.uk.
Thank you.
Or you can ring 01394 285 109.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. And I think we'll put that up at the end in case it's of interest to anyone. Well, I've really found that interesting.
Thank you very much.
And I think it'd be quite good if we could consider having a 10 minutes of Adrian maybe once a week, because he's got lots of things he can talk about and show us. And we've got green screens and things like that where you can show pictures. I'm better with pictures and instruction manuals, so I think that might be quite interesting if we, on Community Matters, if Adrian could just come and update us on various things. Now, if that's of interest to you, I'd love to hear from you. If you go onto Felixstowe TV website, you'll see an email address. Please let us know what you think. And if you've got any specific questions that are Adrian questions, let us know, and we can put them to Adrian, and I'm sure he'll answer them for us, won't you, Adrian?
I will.
Thank you so much for coming today. I've enjoyed it.
Thank you very much.
And I know where I'm going now.
Lovely, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for listening. Bye-bye, and have a good day. Bye.